He wrote many of the world's best commercial jingles, and many more of the world's worst. Ed Blackbird was the man behind the songs that drove us to purchase a bunch of useless crap we didn't need and never really wanted in the first place. And while his life was an Eddie Whip-fueled rocket ride to the top, eventually it would all come crashing down. This is Ed Blackbird, behind the Muzak. As the son of a single mother who gained some notoriety herself in the 60s as a porn star famous for her willingness to work with puppets, showbiz was in Ed's blood.
Eddie was born to be a star. When he popped out of my womb, the doctor spanked him. He didn't cry. He sang a jingle.
Did I always want to be famous? Sure. Doesn't everybody want to be famous? That's what drives serial killers. Wouldn't you rather be known as a guy who killed 20 hookers with a steak knife instead of a nobody? I sure would.
Ed's big break came when he was just 23 years old and working at the J&G's Pizza in Sylvania, Ohio. It was there he met his friend and eventual musical partner.
I've been playing the castanets since I was a little kid. I'm the real musician, but Ed, he just oozed natural talent.
When the owner of J&G's Pizza overheard Ed and Dick riffing at lunch one day, he asked them to write a jingle for his restaurant. The rest was music history.
Come on in to J&G's. We've got pizza if you please. You don't have to beg or get down on your knees. Come on in to J&G's. Pizza.
Sales took off, and word got around town about the two musical wonderkins.
You know, the J&G jingle was our first hit, but the song that really put us over the top was for Bob's Salty Nuts.
When you rub your tongue on Bob's salty nuts, there ain't no if and or buts. Suck 'em, share 'em, eat 'em by the pool. Bob's salty nuts are sure to make you drool. Shake it, Dick.
Honestly, after that song, I thought we'd be together forever. Just me and Ed singing about how great it is to have nuts in your mouth. And then she came along.
She was Yolo Bolo, an aspiring abstract artist famous for her goldfish paintings.
People are mistaken. I do not paint pictures of goldfish. What I do is I take a goldfish, dip it in paint, flop it on the canvas, and watch it die. No, that is not creepy. That is art.
Yolo pushed Ed in new directions and, according to many, pushed Ed and Dick apart.
But that was when Ed started to do some of his best work. His jingles became avant-garde, more experimental. Does some of that credit for that go to Yolo? No, none at all. That bitch was out of her mind.
Are you ready? Ready to whip? Squirt it all over your pie. Or maybe just on the tip. You'll explode with joy. A supernova surprise. Get Eddie Whip on your face and your thighs. So the Eddie Whip song, that was really my breakthrough. Folks at Eddie Whip, they didn't really like the song, but I was under contract. So instead of paying me money, I took it out in trade and they gave me 850 cases of Eddie Whip. That's a lot of Eddie Whip.
It was also the beginning of Ed's descent into a whipped cream-fueled haze from which he would not emerge for several years. And while it led to some of his most groundbreaking work, it also took a toll.
Come stop, furniture. Got a fever for a dining room set. What Dick's got to cure. Hit it, Dick.
The old Comstock furniture song. Ed approached me and asked me for an additional lyric in exchange for his soul. I said, dude, you keep it. I know where that thing's been.
Ed and I split up after that. I owned his soul. Where'd he get off giving it to somebody else?
Without Dick's musical influence and Yolo's artistic inspiration, Ed stopped making music almost entirely. He moved into an apartment on the seedy side of Sylvania with his two groupies.
Was Eddie at the height of his fame when he moved in with us? No, but we didn't mind.
No, we had Eddie all to ourselves. Just the three of us.
Oh, we did everything together.
Everything.
Oh, remember that day by the pool?
Oh, with the salty nuts? Oh, that was so much fun.
I was so thirsty.
Eventually, the Eddie Whip and the groupies dried up, and Ed found himself back where it all started, J&G's Pizza.
I don't know, I was hoping to reconnect with my roots, or I don't know what I was hoping for. Maybe reconnect with Dick. I guess Dick's moved on.
As Ed was just about to get out of the music business entirely, an old friend came calling.
Dick somehow managed to buy a chain of dog and suds. He must have had 15 or more. I don't know where he got the money, but it was the 90s, and he needed a gangster rap song. Get yourself some dogs and suds with mustard or relish. You can eat it with your buds.
You know, I didn't need a rap song for my Dog and Suds franchise. I felt kind of bad for him.
Back on his feet, Ed managed to use his Dog and Suds jingle money to buy a small studio and some equipment. Today, he produces music for some of the finest elevators in the nation.
Hey, this is one of my songs. It's a beautiful day in the park. It's a great song, isn't it?
Am I a fan of Ed Blackburn's music? After just spending 10 seconds with him and his music on the elevator, I think my ears are bleeding.
His glory days behind him, Ed now lives a more humble life. But he'll always have a place in the musical pantheon as the writer of some of the shittiest songs of all time.
Ed Blackbird, my father, he wasn't around much when I was younger. Although my mom told me that he used to sing to her stomach when she was pregnant. The doctors think that's what's wrong with me.
I hope he still thinks of me, because I want to make him suffer.
Would I take his soul now? Oh, hell no. Still no.
It's been a wild ride. Would I do anything different? You're damn straight. I'd do everything different.